while you were talking about, or when Monday, when you were first talking about taking time to be off our devices, to smile at people, to converse with people, stuff like that, I decided for the week to reduce my phone usage, to turn off my phone, and to not use it everywhere I go. I mean, as you know, I like watching things, whether it's movies, YouTube videos, yada, yada, yada. I have a large recess of things that I enjoy watching and things that I enjoy learning from watching. So I spend a lot of time on YouTube. This is a terrible angle. I don't like any of these angles. This is my third take. We're gonna get this done anyway. So I shut off, and they were little changes they were little changes, but it was the change of not bringing my phone everywhere with me when I left my desk, or not having it, or not listening to stuff on my way home from classes or my job or whatever. And it's kind of great because, okay, so I have ADD. It's great. I love it. And my mind is like firing at a million times a minute. I don't know if that makes sense. But my mind just never stops thinking. And it's crazy and it's irritating. And so I'd often use it as an excuse to watch some stuff. Because watching stuff in some ways clears my head, or at least blocks the very solid flow of information that's going through my head. And so I would use that as an excuse. But when I shut things off and I give my time, I shut things off. I gave myself the time and space to let those things flow through me, and my head feels clearer. Go figure. But it's giving yourself time to meditate or to just think things through. And in doing what I did, I gave myself a little more time in my day to play my guitar, or to sculpt, or to read, or write, or whatever else that I'm trying to accomplish, or to learn how to do better. And that's awesome. Like, that's real awesome. I'm gonna continue to do that. Like, my phone keeps updating me on how much time I spend on my phone each day, averaged each week, and I'm gonna see if I can reduce that, like, by a lot. Woof. Sorry, lost my train of thought for a second there. At any rate, I don't know, it's weird. I mean, this chapter is fun to read as a technophobe, and here I am calling myself the kettle black. I don't know if that's how that phrase works, but I can call myself a hypocrite because I rely on my phone a lot, probably too much, and that's kind of where the fear stems from. I know myself. I know how other people work. I know how other people feel. I know what this is doing to us slowly, and that scares me. We are becoming lazier. We're becoming slothlier. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm gonna make it work. Like, I feel like we're becoming less of ourselves, less of strong, smart, capable people, because we have these little computer devices attached to the hip. And that makes me sad. And I don't know, I remember back when I didn't have a phone, and it was nice, and I didn't have to think about anything. My parents, they didn't get me a cell phone. I know, for a very long time. Me and my brother shared a shared a cell phone. It was a little soap bar shaped flip phone during middle school for emergencies. When I was in high school, I got my own flip phone. It was my own phone. That was the coolest thing ever. And while everybody else had their smartphones and their real cool gadgets and their Bluetooths or whatever, I had my cool electric blue flip phone that played maybe a parachuting game. That was my life, and I was very happy about it. And then I get to college, and my dad gives me a smartphone, which is the coolest thing ever. Like, he didn't have to do that, but he didn't want me or my brother or my sister, because he gave one to all of us, to be at a disadvantage because we didn't have a smartphone. Because it's a big difference between high school and college, where college there's a level of adulthood expected where you are required to do these things and those things and whatever, but it's on you. Whatever is on you. And when the expectation is that everybody has a phone, it's on you to do whatever those things, or do things whether or not you have the phone, with the thought that you'll have a phone to do stuff. And I'm on a rant right now, but it's the convenience. It's not having to go to the lab every night to do homework, but instead being able to work on your homework on your phone, or submit things on your phone, or email your professor on your phone. He didn't want me going to school with a limp or with a weight tied to my ankle, which I appreciate. But yeah, these things, they take over our lives, and it's sad, it's disappointing, and as a technophobe, it's scary. What happened to the days when we used to know things, when we used to educate ourselves, when we used to be smarter, and we used to think for ourselves, and we used to care about other people? Like, I don't know if there's a direct correlation, but we're a lot more self-centered these days than we ever were, and I blame social media. Social media is the pits. And I don't know, I think it's obvious to say what I think, because I think that there are a few people that disagree that technology rules our lives. What I can say is I am going to follow my own advice and set an example to stop being on my phone so much, to talk to people face to face, to smile at people on the street, and to live better. I was made for so much more before I lost myself, as that one song says, which, by the way, random thing, that's a hilarious song to use because it's a Christian song. I don't know if you know this, but it's literally about we as Christians and we as humans and our sin nature. So, good job. Good job with that song. Right after an American Idiot, too. That's hilarious. Anyway, that was a weird aside. Those are my thoughts. That's where my head's at. That's what I did this week. See ya.